what's happening? Album of the day for me today, T.I.'s Paper Trail. Not new, obviously, but let's be honest, you're not going to really find too many rappers like T.I. Now, I can't recall if this is the last album he had. Probably it's not, because it's fairly old. But I don't know. Since then, I haven't heard as much from him. I heard that one song about If It Ain't About the Money. I didn't like that song. I don't know why. I just didn't. It wasn't my cup of tea. But most T.I. stuff I can get down with. All the way back to Rubber Band Man and maybe even before that. So, you youngsters probably are familiar with T.I., but maybe you kind of forgot about him because he's been off the radar a little bit. But I did want to talk about this album because, for one, I was just listening to it. But two, because I think it's a good album, man. It, is it his best album? I don't know, because he's got some real good albums, or good tracks, rather. And, this one was good, but I don't know, man. It was pretty much just about him getting ready to go to prison. So I don't know if y'all are familiar with his story or whatever. T.I. got caught up with some guns, allegedly, and he was holding them guns because his crew got attacked and one of his friends got killed. But anyhow, T.I. did end up going to jail, as most of y'all know, and then he got out of jail. And then I think he went back to jail and then got out of jail and then got caught with some ecstasy and stuff and then went back to jail. I don't really know. He's been in jail a lot, I think. But then also he was like a motivational speaker for kids or something. So I guess you could say he's got like a pretty broad range. Like he's a celebrity, but he also clearly is not too far out of Bankhead. I shouldn't say that. I don't really even know if that's... I think he's from Bankhead, right? Y'all tell me in the comments below. Whatever. But I think that's his set, right? He reps that most of the time on his tracks. I don't know. I'm probably coming out of pocket for even trying to say that. But as far as this album goes, pretty good, man. That's where we got Swagger Like Us. We got the track with Rihanna, that Live Your Life. I like that song, but two things about it. I don't like that goofy sample they did, that whatever, I don't know, Miley, Malaha, Hula Ha Ha, or whatever it says. It's not for me. That was like a trending video, and then they made a rap song out of it, so it just didn't, I don't know. I didn't care for that. And then the other thing on there was how they really could have laid off the auto-tune on Rihanna. She's probably good without it, or at least, keep it mostly dry. Producers, that studio talk, most of y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but those guys out there making beats in the bedroom knows what I'm talking about. Tone down everything, a little less is more. When you're talking about somebody like Rihanna, who's already pretty interesting. The other thing, and it's, I'm not trying to nitpick, but again, this is for the producers out there. They use that riser from Everything's a Go, Just Blaze, Everything's a Go, and that same riser is about 4 times on his album Paper Trail. So I know I'm not blaming T.I. for that. That's a producer thing. And that's a lazy-ass thing to do, producers. Now, I will give you a little bit of leeway because there's, importance to some fluidity in the album. So sometimes people have repeat sounds or something like that. But it was like on 4 tracks, man. There's a million risers, reverse a crash or something. You don't have to use the same one. That's silly. And plus, every track I thought it was going to be that beat from Just Blaze. And I like that. I think that's Memphis Bleak, right? Y'all know I like that. So, anyhow, I think that I think overall, the album's good. I don't think there's any songs I didn't like except that sample. Well, there's that track. It's called Porn Star. It wasn't bringing a whole lot to the table, in my opinion, but he's got a lot of good stuff going on there. Brought out Ludacris and b.o.b. You guys mess with b.o.b? You need to. Listen. I'm gonna have to branch off and do a different thing on b.o.b. But y'all don't forget about that guy. He ain't gone. He's doing it his own. I'm sorry, I should take it on a different thread for this, but just they're all in the same family. T.I. brought on b.o.b. But at the same time, T.I. brought on Iggy Azalea. So you win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? I mean, look, if you're T.I. and Iggy Azalea walks into your studio, you're probably going to want to at least hear her out. She's not bad to look at, mostly, in the right kind of light. But, B.o.b. can put out some music. But I should separate that, but, whatever. They're all in the same clique. I'm sure it's fine with them. But don't just settle for Paper Trail. I'm probably dig out some of my other stuff on T.I. here shortly, but y'all can get in there in his back catalog. Okay? T.I., I think, in this day and age, kind of stands on his own. Because, you got other southern rappers that do it big, and they, maybe they're from the streets and they're going to bring that to it, but, T.I. he was going to prison for this album, so clearly he still have one foot on the block. And second of all, I don't know, man. I've seen a lot about, him and all that, and I know he's got a TV show where he's, shows his life nowadays, but you go back and do a little history on T.I., see how much of a struggle coming through that industry was, and then tell me that he's not a man of the streets, you know what I mean? I don't know. Something about his style is, I think, fairly unique in this day and age. And also, I'm going to go a little further and say you find more of that hustle and swag down in the South. So, just keep that in mind. I'm not trying to start any beef. I'm just saying, goes hard in the South. Some people, that's all they got, so they're going to push it. But don't forget about T.I., man. Don't sleep on Tip. I don't know where he's at. We're going to probably get something from him soon, I think. Hopefully. But if not, we'll be reminiscing about Rubber Band Man. Alright. Peace out.